Thought Bubble Audio.
Look, up in the sky!
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Welcome to Beer with Geeks with Tim and Frank.
Who are you?
I'm Batman.
I am Iron Man.
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Hi, Christopher. I'm Nero.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
You're a wizard, Harry.
A couple of guys with a couple of beers and a whole lot of pop culture nostalgia.
Make it so, number one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles.
Named the dog Indiana.
Life finds a way.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Now sit back and crack open a cold one, because it's time for Beer with Geeks.
It comes in pints?
Shaken, not stirred.
Great Scott!
I was way off. I knew it started with an S, though.
Hi, and welcome to Beer with Geeks, where two geeks geek out with beer. I'm Tim, and with me, as always, it's my man of mystery, Frank. How are you today?
I'm mysteriously well, my friend. How are you?
I am blatantly well, Frank. Thanks for asking. I am nothing to report. Nothing mysterious in my past. We're all fine here. Everything's fine. How are you, Frank? What are you drinking today?
Yeah, wow, that got really evasive all of a sudden. I'm drinking.
This guy sure knows some maneuvers.
This guy knows some maneuvers. I am drinking a Concord Craft Brewing Kapitöl Kölsch.
Ooh, I've had that before. It is very good.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The last time you and your family visited my home, we enjoyed a couple of these.
We did indeed. I love a good Kölsch. It's just so refreshing every time, any time of year. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So as we start to say goodbye to summer, I mean, I guess we're officially out of summer, but
we are.
Some summer weather sort of lingers here and there. So finishing the summer beers as we say goodbye to winter.
Oh yes.
To summer,
indeed.
rather.
To summer. I am saying hello to fall with my drink, Frank. I know. It was actually
nice.
A planned transition. It really wasn't. I am drinking a Bird Dog maple flavored whiskey. I know. It's
whoa!
Look at this. It's just beautiful. I've had maple flavored before.
That's a beautiful label, beautiful bottle.
The whole thing is beautiful, Frank.
Is it really mapley?
It's
How does
great.
it taste?
It's really mapley. Like it's kind of like liquid maple syrup with a hint of that whiskey, with the hint of the whiskey burn.
Nice.
It's really good. It's not
whiskey
one that I would
burn.
be like.
Yeah.
It's not a drink that I'd be like, I gotta have it all the time, because it kind of sits in like the Jack Honey variety, where like if you feel like a whiskey or a brandy or a scotch or a bourbon, whatever, it's not going to hit that same mark because of the sweetness.
Sure.
But this is like an excellent dessert whiskey.
Fantastic.
Yeah, like it would be like if you're outside, it's kind of cool. You're wearing your flannel, leaves are crunchy. Maybe there's a fire pit. This is an excellent whiskey for that.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I'm drinking.
That sounds wonderful. I've got to try. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh, really?
I got to pay attention.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so. At least I haven't noticed it. I'm going to have to pay attention next time I'm at the New Hampshire liquor store.
Bird Dog is bottled for Western Spirits by Three Springs Bottling Company from Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, my.
But it's whiskey, not bourbon.
Correct. It is whiskey.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is not bourbon. No.
Not bourbon.
Not bourbon. It makes no damn sense.
Yeah. So you don't know what we're about to do, actually.
I have no idea what we're about to do.
You have no
Frank.
idea. The listeners have more of an idea if they've read the description of this episode than you do.
How many people actually read the description
I don't
of a
know.
podcast
I do sometimes.
episode? Do you really?
Yeah.
I guess if I'm discerning if I want to listen to this episode, that's when
Sure.
that's when I'll do it. But anyway, I'm sorry I cut you off. Please continue.
No, not at all. We are going to play a game. And the game we are going to play is Name That Soundtrack.
Oh, my.
I am going to play some clips for you from some geeky soundtracks sort of across the spectrum. I know that you've seen everything that I'm going to play for you.
So exciting.
So I know that you've seen them all. I steered away from like Doctor Who or something that wouldn't be fair. Sure.
I know that was the X-Files theme, but it's as close as I can
staying
get.
away from like what's that?
I said I did the X-Files theme. I didn't even do the Doctor Who theme. That's how little I know about Doctor Who.
That's great. That's great. I'm trying to stay away from like main themes as much as possible, you know, so it's not super obvious.
It's not just like it's Star Wars or it's
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
All I really need from you is the name of the, film or show.
Okay.
Don't expect you to know the track name or anything like that. Okay. Like
maybe I'll surprise you. It depends on what the thing is.
If you do, like bonus points if you do, I guess.
Okay.
But that's the premise. I've got 10 of them here. I don't know if we'll get through all of them.
Okay. Find out. How long is each clip going to play for? Do I get do I buzz you when I think I know it, or do I just let it play out?
We'll let it play out. We'll sort of feel it out. We'll figure it out together. How about that?
Okay, that sounds fine. Yeah. There are no rules.
Let's see how much you need to figure some of these out. I'll be more generous if I need to.
Okay, sounds good.
I don't want to cut you off. Like, you got 10 seconds of a song you barely know. Go for it.
Sure. Okay.
All right. Here is the first one. I'm gonna just make sure the volume's not too loud.
Okay.
Any first impressions? Any first guesses?
My first impression is Back to the Future, but
okay.
I don't think that's not right. It's not exactly Sylvester-y.
Sure.
No, that's not right. Could be Indiana Jones, but it's not. No, it's not Indiana Jones either. I don't think it is.
See, you talking it out is kind of half the fun.
Yeah. Okay. Is this Wrath of Khan?
Yes!
Yes! Yes!
Very good! Yeah!
Yes.
Damn!
Yes.
All right.
See, I knew it wasn't Sylvester, and I knew it wasn't Williams, but it has the James.
One.
It has the James Horner flair.
It has the James Horner flair. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. That was Enterprise Attacks Reliant.
Yes.
From Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan Director's Edition.
Nice
soundtrack. All right.
That actually surprised me. How I'm surprised with myself. Wow.
That is, I'm very impressed with that.
That's
all right.
not a soundtrack I would pop on, but I should, because that was excellent.
Me neither, truth be told. Yeah. But okay. Here's one. Now I know you've seen this. I know you've referenced it in the past. So that's why I'm going for this. It's a little outside of the genre.
Okay.
But let's. Oh, sorry. Hang on. There we go.
This is an outside of genre?
Yeah, it's not like the usual sort of sci-fi or comic book. Let's put it that way.
I know the song, but now I can't place the... I can't... Oh, man, this is going to bug me. Just keep it going. It's Man in the Iron Mask.
Yes!
It's Man in the Iron Mask. Da, 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 da.
He's 2 for 2.
That's so weird. I was just thinking about this movie last week. That's really
nice.
That's
I've
really
never
funny.
seen it, but I've heard you reference it so much. I was like, oh yeah, he knows that one.
It's like great in its 90s-ness. That's the best way I can describe it. Yeah.
By the way, I feel like I should mention all of these clips were suggested by ChatGPT.
Really?
I asked it to give me. I asked it for 40 clips, and I whittled it down to the best 10.
Gotcha.
But
what was
it just
the criteria
said,
that you gave it? Because these are two things that I would know, right? So how does ChatGPT know that I love the Man in the Iron Mask?
The prompt was, I have a podcast that I record remotely via Zoom with my co-host. It's called Beer with Geeks. We cover all sorts of geek movies, TV, comics, and more, especially superheroes and sci-fi, but nothing is really off limits. What are some games we could play over Zoom for an episode of the podcast? Be perfect if they don't require preparation in advance. And so it suggested a bunch of games. I liked the idea of guess the soundtrack, and so I said, can you suggest 40 tracks from geeky film and TV soundtracks for that game? Stay away from really obvious things like the Star Wars main theme. And so it generated a list of 40, track names from different soundtracks.
And this was one of them?
And that was one of them.
That's wild.
It was one of them.
That is so
Yep. It was number
wild.
25 on the list.
Crazy. Anyway, that was really fun. That's good. That one really stretched my brain.
Yeah. Okay, cool. You got it. That's great. Okay. Let's press on with this one.
I've definitely heard this before, but I can't place it. Can you give me a genre? Oh, wait. Hold on. It's doing a thing, so hold on. Is this Thor Ragnarok?
I'm going to give it to you. It is Thor.
It is?
It's Thor. It's
Dark
Thor
World?
the Dark World.
Dark World.
But it's very possible this track appears. It's called Asgard. It's Asgard's theme, I guess, so it could appear in all the films.
Nice.
I know that this version is the version off of the Thor the Dark World.
Okay. The dun 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 thing is it's very Marvel. They do there's a lot of Marvel, even though they're written different, composed by different people. It's a thing that keeps running. It's because it's a popular sound it's a popular orchestral sound in movies right now. So I kind of down. But
sure.
Wow. Okay. Thank you for
Nice.
giving that one to me.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's you got Thor. That's close enough. I would be. I haven't checked, but I would be willing to bet that track appears across.
Probably. If it kept going, it probably would get to the main Asgard motif that I would know.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
You're 3 for 3, my friend.
Nice.
You're crushing it so far.
Nice.
All right. This one is definitely in your wheelhouse.
I have no idea what this is. This is wild.
Any guesses? Any guesses at all? Like composer, anything? I'm gonna restart it, and I'm gonna suggest you pay close attention to the beginning here.
Well, those high flutes are almost always John Williams. He loves the high flute, but it's not the Goonies.
No.
Nope. It's got that kid vibe to it, though. Like it would be a movie about kids. I don't know. I actually really don't know. What is this?
It's Harry Potter.
It what?
It's Harry Potter. It is Fawkes the Phoenix from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Oh, so it is John Williams. I was right.
It is John Williams, and it is a movie about
kids.
You're right. You were
well,
right. You were close. I was like, oh, he's going to get it. He's going to get it. He's going to say I don't know, but I'm just going to say Harry
Potter. I'm really surprised at myself. Harry Potter did not come to my brain at all.
But that's definitely like a deep cut, right?
That's a deep cut of a sound from Harry Potter. Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know why that's the one ChatGPT selected.
Well, you asked for not the obvious ones, so
I did, but the other ones were more. Yeah. Anyway, so that's your 3 for 4.
That's a really pretty piece. I've never really isolated it before.
It is. That beginning is very John Williams with the flutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a piece that sounds like Across the Stars.
Yep. You know, I weirdly crossed it off my list because it didn't sound complicated enough for John Williams.
Sure.
But that's so interesting. Oh yeah, good one. That was a really good one. Fawkes the Phoenix, named for Guy Fawkes. Get it? Because the Phoenix burns and Guy Fawkes burned. It's like a whole
It is. It is spelled like Guy Fawkes too.
Yeah.
It is composed by John Williams, adapted and conducted by William Ross. So I don't know if that means that.
If it's composed by John Williams, it's his melody.
I guess.
The arrangement would be somebody else's.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So 3 out of 4 so far. Let's move on to this one.
Is this Xanadu, Frank?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Oh, this is Blade Runner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right away, I heard the synth and I was like, I think this is Blade Runner, but I need to hear a little. I just needed to hear a little bit more. What is with me? I could pick out the Blade Runner soundtrack, but not the Harry Potter one. What is that?
Oh my goodness!
What is happening to me?
What is happening? Who even am I?
That's crazy. Never in a million years would I said, no, I'll get the Blade Runner one.
Right.
Well, go me. So interesting.
Go you.
Yeah.
Well done.
Frank, I love this game. I don't care if anybody else likes this game or not. I love this game.
I hope people are liking it. I hope people are liking it. Write to us, brewinggeeks@gmail.com.
Yeah. This is what regular people must feel like when they play music trivia, because I don't know anything about, but this is definitely, this is my version of that. So, oh my goodness. Yeah, please continue by all means.
All right. Let's keep going with this.
Oh, this is Shape of Water.
Wow, in 5 seconds.
Yeah. Keep playing it. Keep playing it so people know. Seconds. But yeah, I love the Shape of Water soundtrack. It's really good. Alexandre Desplat.
I know you love the movie. I did not realize you were that familiar with the soundtrack.
Oh, yeah. I'm really familiar with the soundtrack. Keep playing it for people. I feel like they need to appreciate it.
The look in your eyes said, I know this, in 2 seconds. And then at 5 seconds, you said it out loud. That's incredible.
There's also the main theme, so it's a little it's easier to catch. That's great. Oh, what a beautiful movie and piece of music. All right, you could stop it.
It is. Yes. Agreed on both counts.
Yes.
All right.
That was an off the beaten path one, though. That's good. That was that wasn't exactly Star Wars or
Sure.
So.
That was geek
adjacent.
Let's see. So that puts you at
that was number 5, I think.
That was okay. So 4 out of 5.
So 4 out of 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to mark? Do you want me to start marking them down?
I should have been, but regrets and woulda, couldas, shouldas, hindsight 2020, etc.
Sorry,
etc.
I have a notebook right here. I can do it.
Okay, cool. I was gonna have to keep coming up with other ways to say
etc. Do you remember the movies that? Do you remember the movies that I got? I want to write them down as I go. So
you have gotten
Star Trek, Khan,
Wrath of Khan.
Check.
What
was the second one?
Second one was Man in the Iron Mask.
Yep.
I
got that.
Mm-hmm.
The third one was
Asgard.
Thor. I'm just gonna write Thor 2. Asgard.
Harry Potter was number 4. You didn't get that one.
P2 was X. And then Shape of Water was a check.
And Blade Runner.
Oh, and Blade Runner. See, I got the music, but I already forgot the movie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So
5 out of 6.
So 5 out of 6.
Cool. All right. Onward
Mm-hmm.
to number 7.
It's Star Wars. It's John Williams. Is this it's Last Jedi?
No, not The Last Jedi. It is Star Wars. It's Rogue One.
Rogue One. Oh, okay.
It's Michael Giacchino.
Oh, well, emulating
Very much emulating John Williams, yeah.
You know what? It sounded like it was it sounded like it was going into Jedi steps. That's
totally.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Okay, yes. I get that. that. I was thinking sounds like Across the Stars.
Yes, it does. Yeah. Dang.
But yeah.
I'm just gonna put a question mark. It was a half credit.
Yeah, sort of. I mean, you were you got the right spirit of it.
I did. Half credit. Okay. So funny. Star Wars and Harry Potter. Those are the ones.
That is funny.
Isn't
wow.
that so strange?
All right. 5 out of 7 so far.
Mm-hmm.
And let's move on to number 8.
Mask of the Phantasm. No.
Nope.
That's okay. Keep going. That was
yeah. That's fine. That wasn't your final answer.
Batman, though, isn't it? Yeah, it's Dark Knight. Dark Knight Rises.
It's Dark Knight.
Yep.
We'll give you that one.
Yeah.
Take that one.
Yeah. It was
that opening woof.
Yeah, it's used. It's the main theme of the Mask of the Phantasm uses the same sound. It's like his cape billowing or falling or whatever.
Sure.
And so, but the steady note and then that's Telltale Hans Zimmer.
It is, yeah. Yeah, that's the Dark Knight, the track called A Dark Knight, the last track on the track.
A Dark Knight.
I guess when Gordon is doing his narration.
Got it. One night shining.
Yeah.
But why does he run, Dad? Anyway, I feel like I'm making fun of it, but it's a great movie, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's 8. We have 2 movies left, Frank.
2 left.
2 left.
Here we go.
This is Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Yeah.
4 seconds that time.
Yeah.
This is Concerning Hobbits from the Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah. From how? Just let it play for a second. It's a beautiful song, and I'm going to write it down. I write this down. Let me listen to it.
So jaunty.
It is.
Feels like the Ghost of Christmas Past section of
Kinda.
where it's like, you were so young and you worked for Fezziwig and you were happy and
totally.
you had a Christmas ball.
It's absolutely what that feels like. There was I saw an analysis of some of the Lord of the Rings music online, and they were talking about Concerning Hobbits and the flute sound, like that. Like I don't know if it's actually a flute. It might be could be a recorder or it's like somewhere in that wheelhouse. And
I
how
know
that
the
sound
you're
was
referring
super popular in the late 90s right there. Like you see it.
Oh
like,
yeah, Titanic.
Titanic is that. That's the example that they use too. And so it's interesting that like what that sound was so popular, but because it fits the not the era, but I guess like the atmosphere and tone of the Hobbits, that it actually like now becomes timeless instead of being like so clearly of that era of movies.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was really cool because it fits so well instead of just being. It's like, oh, of course, there's a flute.
Like, of course.
A horse. Let me see. So before we get to 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 full credit, 1 wrong, 1 half credit.
Sure.
4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm walking away with an 85 if I get this.
Okay.
If
right.
I get this right.
Here we go.
Oh, it's the X-Files. Did you do this up because I did the Doctor Who thing?
Actually, no.
No?
It was like one of the like I had it as like a B list one, but once you said it, I was like, well, now we have to move it up into
That's
the
so
main
good.
list. But I had it as like an alternate.
That's great. I didn't even really watch the X-Files. That's the best part. Everybody knew that theme song, though.
Sure.
Oh, man. 85 out of 100, probably, if we were scoring this as a real thing. So, that was so fun.
I thought that'd be fun, and I'm glad you went for it, and I'm glad you were. I knew you'd do well, right? And I sort of made sure to pick things that I knew you knew.
Thank you for
or I knew you had
believing
seen
in
the
me.
films.
Sure.
But still, I was very like I didn't expect you to get some of them in 4 seconds. That's very impressive.
I think the elation of the first two had not been surpassed, though. I mean that I got Khan. That was
wild. That was great. That was hearing you think these out was the most fun part of it. Was hearing you like deduce and be like, that's not James Horner. It might be this guy. It's a movie about kids. Like that. Hearing you get there was actually the most fun part.
What's interesting, actually, so it's that you like the thought process, but it's also like to know what sounds are associated with what type of film or what genre of film without like really stopping to study it or think about it, but like, oh, this sound is this type of movie from this era. Like I didn't even in some ways know that, like I knew that, like I like partially knew that I knew that, but like to be put on the spot and be tested on it in some way, I'm like, look at me, I know things. That was so fun. That was great. Thank you for putting that together.
I had fun putting it together, and yeah, we'll do this again. I think we'll do this again because I've got ideas. I'm just sitting here thinking I can think of 3 or 4 or 5 more things that I could throw at you that
awesome.
You would probably
chew
on a little bit and then get right.
Would you like me to reciprocate and do this for you, or do you not feel strong in your movie soundtrack?
Not movie soundtracks. No, I feel like notoriously terrible at that with movie soundtracks. I'm really bad at that. What I do think could be fun is like play 1 second of a Beatles song for me.
I was thinking 5 seconds and see if like you could name the song.
5 seconds is way too easy. Though I will score 10 out of 10 guaranteed with 5 seconds. Give me 1 second now as a challenge.
Okay, I'll do that. We're definitely going to do that.
There's the video. It goes around. It's been on TikTok. It's been around, whatever. It's probably been on Reels and stuff too. Of Jack White from the White Stripes.
Mm-hmm.
He is a massive Beatles fan, and someone does that. They play like a second or maybe less than a second of a bunch of Beatles songs, and he names them like rapid fire.
That's crazy.
I don't know if I'm going to do rapid fire.
Is it always is it the intro of the song, or is it somewhere in the middle?
I believe for him they did the first second of every song.
I feel like it would be very hard if you did somewhere in the middle,
because then you could
you could
pick some
here's the sustained
sound.
Here's the sustained G for 1 second.
Right.
Like, you'll never get it from that.
Yeah, exactly. Here's a weird sound effect, a fraction of a weird sound effect from Yellow Submarine, you know?
Right,
Like,
yeah. Oh, it's a sitar. Oh, well, that could be a lot of songs. So,
right,
yeah.
Right. That would be a fun... I would want to try the first second as a first phase, and then if that's too easy, then we would level it up to a random 1 second clip from the middle of a song.
Sure. Oh, man,
but,
so fun.
Yeah.
Thank you for suggesting that. Frank, tell people where they can find us if they want to listen to more.
Yeah, well, if you liked this, let us know at beerwithgeeks@gmail.com. You can find the show notes, and I'll link all the pieces that we played in the show notes for anyone who would like to hear them for real without us talking over them. And so that'll be at beerwithgeeks.com. And you can rate and review us and subscribe anywhere that you get your podcasts. If you're not already subscribed, please do so, and then you'll get every episode or straight to your device. And you can wild that Spotify is now doing AI translation. Have you seen that?
No, what?
Yeah, for some shows, I think it's for their own shows, but if you listen to certain shows on Spotify that are Spotify originals, they're starting to do this thing where they are using AI to translate the entire podcast to a bunch of different languages, so that it's the AI is making the host in their own voice speak French or German or Spanish, even if they only speak English.
Whoa!
And so you can get the French version of a podcast that was recorded in English, and hear it in that
universal
person's voice, even though they don't speak
here. That's what that is. That's like one step closer.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So we I don't believe that has rolled out to anyone yet, but that'll be cool when it does. Anyway, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever, rate, review, and subscribe, please. And if you want to support us elsewhere, you can go to patreon.com/thoughtbubbleaudio and support us there and help us to keep making the show.
Cool. Frank, it's been a pleasure, especially today. This was a lot of fun for me. I appreciate you. So until next time, cheers.
Cheers.